Assembly, QML, C++, example. Okay, in this example, there are two ways to create C++ additional function classes and use it in QML. So in a better and more professional way, you need to change this default template, which does nothing but just link your default main QML file to your application. I will change it to creating separate application class, view class, and I will show you how to easily pass additional Qt classes to with view QML stuff. So first thing is creating QGUI application class. I'm creating everything in a shared pointer class. Shared pointer. Oh, full new. It's not shared pointer, it's copied pointer. Something wrong with my keyboard. I started something with my finger. Okay, because copied pointer should be added to include statement. Scope it. Okay, scope it with single p. And you can use here SailfishOS application. A Sailfish application returns QGUI application pointer, and you pass these arguments for constructor. And second one is quick view pointer. You can get it from create view function. Okay, quick view. Now we need to load main QML file with set source. Okay, we have no quick view included, so we need to include it to use functions from it. Set source, we use Sailfish function to tell which QML file we need to load. QML, and we use this name. Okay, and next we're calling show function to actually display something on application window and display application window itself. And the last one is returning and executing application main loop itself, and returning it exit status when it has been completed, so when user closing it. So returning application application. Okay. Okay, now we have everything set up, and this example should work. Okay, it is working, so we can continue with adding some, creating some new C++ class. Let's name it test class, QObject for basic class, and I will show you how to use it from QML. From QML code, you can execute only public slots functions and public functions which will be prepended with a Q invocable vault. So in this example I will show you some test function which will not return anything, and the second invocable function which will return QString. With some hello world. So our test function will do nothing, but let's add some debug output to totally see it working. And the second string, let it will be return some hello. Okay, hello sailors. Okay. So we now have the functions, test function which will not return anything but print debug output executed, and second test string function which will return hello sailors. What? Next, okay, I can show you also signals implementation. This way we can add some signal, test signal, and let's call it from a test function. As it not return anything, we can at least emit signal to see how it works in this example. So with QEmit or just emit, we emitting this signal and can receive it in any other class which is using our test class. Okay, next part is adding actually this class to our application, making it working, and this more easy way is adding global property using application window context. We need to include more stuff to make it work. It is a Q context. We can check it here. It's view read context. QML context. So it QML context class. Put context. and the function set context property. First parameter of set context property function is a name you will use in a QML, so it is just a test class. Second property okay, I'm here, I'm sorry. And the second property is a pointer to a test class, so we need to create it. Just include a header of test class, create it, test class, test class. Let's set view data pointer to QQ. It's a parent of test class, and we will use test class data as a pointer and pass it to set context property function call. So now we can use a test class as a function inside our QML. What we can do with it? Okay, we have two functions: test function, test string, and test signal. So we can use connections object inside QML. Connections object use it to send or use it to receive signals over some object which you can't directly construct, create, and want to use. We set in target property to our test class, and we will receive a test signal in this connection. On the signal handler will be called when actually test signal will be emitted in our class, and we will just write test debug output, and it will show the signal actually emitted, so we can just write here emitted. Also we need to call these functions somewhere inside the QML, so we can add here some test buttons, simple text test function, and it will execute our test class, test function, and second button will execute our test string function. Our test string function is returning string, so let's make it also write debug output with return of this test string function, and we'll do it directly right way. I hope my example will work after compiling. building, deploying now. Starting, we see 3 buttons, calling test function button, executing this function, it writing executed debug message from C++ code. So this line was called and executed what was added to debug log, and next with C++ class emitting test signal, and this text signal was received inside test class connections, and one test signal handler receiving this signal, and you will see emitted debug output inside this window, and you see untext signal is actually was called. And next we pushing test string button. When we pushing this button, it executing test string function first. This function is executed, and this function is returning simple hello sailors for string to this function output, and our QML code receiving this output and using this function output to console log debug output output, okay, and you actually can see this unclicked line was line 18 was executed, and hello sailors world passed from this C++ function to QML code, and you will see it actually executed. So this is a first basic simple way to use your C++ class into your QML code. Okay, next I will show you how to use this class as a creatable QML component. So it will not be a general global one passed to context property, but you can create it as a QML component in any place of your QML code. For this we can use a QML. Okay, we need to actually use this include. Pretty quick, and QML register type function. The test, not test, just QML Cpp example version 1.0. And name just test class. Okay. Also, I'm always telling you to use F1 button for functions you don't know. This is very popular, this is very amazing button. It's showing you a lot of tips how to use function using for the first time, with a cool Qt examples how to actually use some function. And you can see with my example I forgot to use this test class explanation, telling this function actually which type of class we are registering to QML After doing this, we can create test class as an object inside QML code. So we do not need these connections because now we do not have this test class global component, but we can just create this test class. Okay, do not know about it, so we can just do this QML reset code. No, not this, but we need to add this QML include. We created with created version and 0, and then we can use our test class. Okay, we now have a test class component created in our QML page component. I have that same ID test class, and inside this component we do not need connections to receive signals, so we can just use onTest signal to receive this emitted signal. So we just doing same thing for receiving signal and trying this code if it actually works. And this code is compiling and deploying. It takes some time. Executing, and now we testing same functionality, but with test class component is passed using QML register type function call. So using test function button, we executing test function of a test class component. Same thing. We now see two debug outputs for executed and for emitted, which is received using onTest signal, and using test string doing same thing as a previous example. So just showing us hello sailors to debug output, pass it from output return of a test string to just a console log call, which is passed directly to your debug output.